What is happening, you guys? And welcome to another episode of the Finn's Tailgate. I am your host, El Capitan. I got my man, Lou, a.k.a. the Rabid Dolphin, in backstage. Got a couple of topics we're going to bring up. Probably going to, once we get a few names chalked out through chat and stuff, maybe put some polls up and make some decisions. We're going to look at, needs, top needs for the Dolphins on offense, top needs on defense. Which positions do you guys want to address the most once we figure out the top needs on offense and defense? Also, which returning young players that if they take a step forward could have the biggest impact. Now I'm going to take Tua off that because if Tua takes another big step up and stays healthy all year, yeah, that would have the biggest impact. That's the path of least resistance. That's stupid. That's not really, we'll get into more of that. And then we'll discuss some fifth-year option stuff with a couple of guys we all know. We got Noah, we got Jackson, we got Tua. All these guys have fifth-year options coming up. And, teams as of late seem a little bit on the fence about picking up a lot of fifth-year options lately. There's not a lot of, other than like quarterbacks and stuff like that. Their teams it used to be like, hey, yeah, fifth-year option, it's a done deal no matter what. Now, tons of teams are not picking up fifth-year options. It's a change that's happened. I believe it has to do a lot, with cap. Let's be real. Guys that are first-round draft picks are making decent money, and in 4 years, if you ain't figured it out, then thank God I didn't pick up that fifth-year option because I had enough of you. That's kind of where it's at. Guys, on your way in, if you're watching on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, come over to YouTube, subscribe here on the network at YouTube, the Finn's Tailgate, 4 words. Hit the like button, turn on the notification bell. Make sure you guys are catching all the live shows and checking all the great content we have here on the network. Myself, the Finn's Tailgate. You also have Lou, the Rabid Dolphin. You got color commentary. You got Dolphins debriefs with DTA, doing the shorts, doing the funny videos. Going to be doing some middays here soon. Also, you got Ali doing the late night exhale and the recording shows with the broken takes. He's got something he's cooking up this week with some broken takes, so that'll be nice. Cash App, Venmo, the Finn's Tailgate, great ways to support the channel. You also can find links in the description for Fanatics.
New seasons, new gear. Show the world what it means to be a fan in 100% authentic gear. Fanatics, officially licensed everything.
Also, links in the description for our gear. As you guys know, make sure you guys are checking out all the great gear we have here on the channel. Good stuff. Got some new gear coming out here very soon. Can't wait for you guys to check it out. Also, check out our partners over at Doobie. Doobie energy drinks. You guys can, everybody's needs energy. We're all dying for it. So get yourself some Doobies with your Doobies and Doobie the best you can be. Thank you. And Backroom Collections, guys. Been around for a while with us. Offer code TFTG will get you 10% off of all your purchases with them. Friends of the family. Make sure you guys are checking it out. I'm going to bring up Lou right now. What up, Lou?
What up? What up, Cap? What's going on?
You know, we were milling around. I know you've been on Twitter all day, man. The fan base continuing to be the fan base of the Dolphins. Plenty of other fan bases loving coming around, telling us what we should do and how we should do things. Asinine, to say the least. But I don't know, Lou, why don't you give us a quick Twitter streets update?
Oh man. Yeah, so quick rundown. I would say Twitter's full of excuses. I'm gonna be honest. If I'm gonna be
Twitter's
real,
full of idiots and excuses. All right, okay, continue.
It's idiots and excuses, and I'm just tired of Jet fans, Bills fans, and I guess from today, 49er fans telling us how we should run our team and how they have all the answers to solve our problems. But it's just funny to me, the Bills haven't won a fucking thing, neither have the Jets, and the 49er fan, I'll call him out by name, I have no problem, Snoogans, they haven't won a fucking thing neither, but supposedly, it's because, it's not because of him. He has all the answer. Again, listen, Twitter is just full of nonsense. And we were talking a little bit about it backstage, Cat. What it is, the Twitter guys will never come to YouTube and put a face on it. That's my biggest problem. They stay on Twitter to hide, to spread lies and rumors or whatever, because again, unless you record it, and even if you record a space, where the fuck does it go?
Where's it ending up? Let's be
real. So
who's going back on people's pages and listening to old Twitter spaces? You want to know who? No one.
No one.
Right. Nobody is doing it. Not a soul is doing it. It's just not happening.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, it's pretty much nonsense. It's the excuses making on Twitter. That's all it is.
Yeah, and you know what? Listen, we about the nonsense, as y'all know. We like the nonsense. The problem I have with Twitter is that there's no accountability. You know what I'm saying? Like, these people, they change out their profiles all too much. If they put their foot in their mouth, they just turn Twitter off for a month. Then they creep back around. And then you're like, man, didn't you say some dumbass shit? I can't remember what it was because too much happens in 3 or 4 weeks in a lifetime now. So it kind of just gets lost in the ether. At least around here, you can kind of hold us accountable. Good luck. You ain't pinning me down on shit. I'll just fucking tell you to go fuck yourself. So, but there is some kind of accountability. You can, when you're wrong and admit it, it's recorded. when you say some dumb shit, you got to answer to it sometimes. You know what I'm saying? That's fine. And I like that. And I like the spaces as a theory and using it and stuff as just something to kill time. But man, dude, so many people are, bro, they're just off the freaking rails with some of this stuff, man. They're just like, y'all need to rebuild my whole team. Like, this is the same shit I hear every year. Lewis, I hear it every year. Oh, you're almost there. You just need this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy in these positions, and you'll be. It's like, oh, so fucking a whole nother team then. Yeah. All right, you're right. We're close. We're fucking close. I only need 9 new starters on both sides of the ball.
Yeah. Well, listen, supposedly the 49er fan doesn't believe Tyreek Hill was a good pickup for us because he's not a good blocker. He doesn't fit the scheme well, so
well, no, we're running the scheme apparently. We're not asking we're not asking these guys to be great blockers, but we run the exact. Here's the thing. Just because you got a fullback on your football team doesn't mean you're running the Niners scheme. Okay? Sorry. Right. It's not that. This is just how it is. Okay? Forget it. Forget it. You run play action. No shit. Like 2/3 of the NFL runs fucking play action. Everybody runs play action. I mean, what are we talking about? It's offense.
No, it's only the Dolphins and the 49ers that run play action.
That's it. That's it. Everybody
West
else.
Coast system. Mike Shanahan coaching tree.
Come on, bro. What the hell? First of all, we've been trying to install this West Coast offense since the Philbin friggin' the whole regime change back when Ireland was around here. Get over it. Y'all can't do it, apparently. And how much different is West Coast offense than we can get in the nitty-gritty and break down offenses, schemes, and how they want to execute. The reality, not just Dolphin fans, but listen up in the back, just NFL fans. Every team runs a scheme that fits the personnel. You can be West Coast with some power schemes, depending on your personnel. You could be a hybrid all the way around. It doesn't matter. It's who you got, what they can do, and what you have to work with, not fitting things. That's why Adam Gase was such a huge failure, because he was trying to force guys to be what they weren't in his scheme. And then he's like, well, you just need to get the guys I need in the scheme. Well, we got those and they didn't work either. So take what you got, use it well, and pretty much stay healthy. The healthier teams usually win.
Right.
So,
well, that's it. That's what it is for me. Like, at the end of the day, I think we put too much into, this is a scheme. And bro, it's football at the end of the day. Everybody runs the same shit. All right. The only thing that maybe some verbiage here and there, but at the end of the day, your 11 is going to play, and can my 11 beat your 11 at the end of the day? That's what it is. And, to your point,
shout out to everybody. Healthy, shout out to everybody in chat. Real quick, Lou, I got Scott in here. Cool Rich. What's up, Cool Rich? I ain't seen you in a bit, bud. John, across the pond, sports talk. Ooh, I like that. Most, what's going on? Hold on, I hooked up on this Mace Taggart and capitalizing. What's he saying here? I keep forgetting. All right, Most. Sounds like you got a lot going on, buddy. Kenna, what's up? John Featherland, my guy. California. Liz, what's up, Liz? Miss you. Glad you're back around. We got the fam up in here. Guys, great ways to support the channel. Obviously, super chat, always obliged. But become a member. Join the membership. Become part of the TFTG family. It's a great way to be happy and TFTG. Thank you. Mansa Chill, what's up, buddy? Ty Bless says Lamar Jackson likes this. Well, tell Lamar to contact me on Instagram. I'd like to holler at the boy. Please
Facts.
holler at your homie, dog. CCRR. Manson says, as a two-and-ear, we still need to get another quarterback. This, Lewis, this is the topic that is driving me up a wall. You know, we see it, and it was brought up in the space today. It's been brought up on the channel. It's been brought up on other channels, talking about a competent, good backup quarterback. How many fucking years do I have to endure us needing a better, a good enough, a starting caliber backup? How many times do I got to live with that in my life?
It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
Well, again, when I hear the names that's being brought up, though, it's Andy Dalton, it's Tyler Heineke. Oh, well, they can, they can save the season in 1 or 2 games.
Andy Dalton kind of makes a little bit of sense as like a $4 million guy, but like, I don't want this. I don't want 3 quarterbacks on my team. I don't. Give me Tua, give me Skyler, or if you gotta get the third guy, so your room is graded in a way where but when Tua goes down, this guy, this seasoned veteran can hold down the fort for games. If we're banking on that scenario, which it sounds like 90% of the fan base is, having 3 quarterbacks mean you have none. You have nothing.
Exactly.
Why are we getting all these guys and allocating roster spots and funds to get what other teams seem to figure out with one guy? Why do I have to live in this paradigm? I've been living in it forever, bro. God.
I agree. But see, my thing is, Skyler got us into the playoffs. He beat the Jets. He got the job done. He went in however it got done. He
beat the Patriots too.
He beat the Patriots, and he almost went into Buffalo in his first playoff start and almost beat Buffalo. Like, I don't need Andy Dalton. I got Skyler. Like, what are we talking about? If we're going to go get a quarterback, it's to replace QB1, not looking to back up QB1.
That's right.
And
you know what?
That's all I'm saying.
If they bring in an Andy Dalton in camp and have him compete for the backup job with Skyler, and they give, equal amount of snaps to see who does what, and Andy Dalton beats out Skyler and they cut Skyler, so be it. But don't bring me 3 quarterbacks next year, Dolphins. Don't do it.
I agree.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Another member to the channel. Damn, the vacation from not having to read this is over. Yeah, what's up, Kung Fu Tuna? What's going on? Michael K. Jimmy, what's up, buddy? Salute. DTA, who's in the back, manning the back a little bit. Who else up in this mud that I missed?
Yeah, I seen John Jones crypto in here.
John is right. Smash that like button. Miami Mike over there on Facebook watching. What's up, Miami Mike? What's going on? B McD. Kevin Reed, Tommy Dreamer is going to the SWF Hall of Fame class of 2023. What's this? What's up, KS2? What's going on, buddy?
Ain't Tommy Dreamer the wrestler? Old ECW guy, I believe.
You would know better than me, Doug. I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know, I don't know.
Don't quote me on that, but I believe that's what he's talking about.
Mm-hmm. Scott Jackson says Big O was crying about Dolphin fans wanting an actual QB. Listen, Big O is doing, there's a reason why, and listen, no shot at Big O, respect the guy, everything like that, but there's a reason why, He's getting the media access. He's getting the player interview accesses. He's playing the fucking game. Okay. And you know what? Probably should take note and play the game too. Being around in South Florida with the rest of my guys, able to get that type of access and love back from the organization. But is what it is, dog. Is what it is. Roberto, what's going on? Member up in here. What's going on, Roberto? Jeff watching over on Facebook. How's it going, Jeff? Trey, I see you in there. What's going on, Trey? Ali. That's right. Everybody hit the like button, please. Jay, what's going on? Triple S, what's up, buddy? Salute. Don't hate on my 49ers, Kevin says. I don't know. I wasn't really planning on a panel, Jay, to be honest. I wasn't. What's going on, G? Family up in here. Got the membership. Appreciate you. Joe, what's going on? West Coast offense is 3 hours behind. Yeah, dog. Can't do West Coast on the East Sides, apparently. Fawn Joe, what's up, buddy? Good evening to you, sir. Crypto family, what's up? Members. Shout out to all the members, all the mods. Is this a Tua is God channel? I don't know who this Facebook user is. Doesn't give your name and stuff like that. A lot of you guys watching on Facebook, you need to just make the travel over to YouTube. It's where the community does. We are a Dolphins first, team first, logo first, colors first, name on the back be damned, bud. So everybody can catch this smoke as far as I'm concerned. Ryder says, El Cap, hear me out. If you believe in late bloomers, Austin Jackson is going into his 4th year at the age of 23. Quarter of the draft class is in the same age coming out. Does he turn the corner or not? It's funny you should say that, because one of the topics we're going to get into is about, which young players, if they took a step forward, can have the biggest impact. And Austin Jackson is one of those guys. Do I expect it? No. But if Austin Jackson comes out and he's playing lights out next year, I don't think the Dolphins pick up his 5th-year option. I don't think that's a savvy business move. And also, if the Dolphins plan on picking up a 5th-year option, I got to imagine that it's only going to go to one player. It ain't going to be Noah. Noah ain't going to get it. Let's call it for what it is. So if they pick up Austin's 5th-year option, I don't think they pick up Tua's. And I think they're going to pick up Tua's. So just, probably what would be the most sensible thing to do, I think.
I agree with that. I agree. I was pushing back on it at first, but looking at the landscape and what we're trying to build, barring injury, to have Tua at $22 million, it's a bargain. So I'm starting to lean more that way of picking up Tua's 5th-year option.
I love how Tony B says Tua is your guy. It's like, sure, Tony, you win. Skyler had historical bad performance in the playoff game. See, you mean the game Tua didn't perform in at all? Is that the one you're talking about? The one that he wasn't even on the sidelines for? He was waiting in the tunnel. Hey, guys. Is that the one you're talking about? Newfoundland, what's going on, buddy? Hey, I'm with you right there, Newfoundland. I don't give a damn. They bring in 50 QBs. Bring me all the quarterbacks. Just get the right one, please. Chef Zhu, what's going on, buddy? Everybody hit that like button. Shout out to Roberto. Austin Jackson will turn the corner watching his guy blow past him. Man, that's using the super chat right, dude, right there. Yes, you're right. Austin Jackson taking this step forward, just not blocking anybody while he does it. Bazing. Son of a bitch.
See, this is the reason right here I loved our fan base.
This is
these
it,
comments right
here. Because you ain't laughing, you crying, Lou. Let's be real. You ain't laughing,
Oh
you
man.
crying.
Oh man. Ugh.
uh, all right. So let's get into some of these things. And this is something a little bit more interactive for the chat. I expect the chat to be involved in this. I'm gonna get my handy dandy notebook and write down some of the names, and we'll put a poll up. So, ranking Miami's top needs on offense and defense position by position. Now, we're not going to go through every position because offensively, if I go top needs at quarterback, then, that's just stupid. So, we're going to go top needs offensively, pick out the positions. So, we're going to leave the quarterback position off. That's another conversation. I get it. People in the fan base are like, well, we do need a quarterback. We need a backup one. I don't want to have that conversation because I'm trying not to yell. I'm trying to cuss less on this damn thing right here. And that conversation ain't going to have either one of those things. I'm going to yell and cuss, and I'm trying to be cool. So, I don't want to hear it. Don't talk about bringing in Baker Mayfield. Don't talk it. Don't do it, Sack Man. I see you down there, Baker Mayfield number. Don't do it. All right. So, offensively, what's CB saying? We're done talking QB at the Finn's Tailgate channel. Done talking it for now because I can't have the conversation with morons like you, CB83. There's just no getting through to you guys. You can't fathom the fact of a world. You guys are so ready for the QB position to be over that you guys will just take everything on face value, and you're good little soldiers for the team. Because the team is going to come here and say, thank you, Mr. CB83. You're a good little soldier. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here, bro. Fuck out of here, dude. All right. So, offensively, running back position. I think all of us can agree that the running back position is probably number one. We don't have anybody under contract. Am I right?
I would agree.
So we got running back as top position. We can go into some names and players and stuff like that. What other position offensively would you like to see the team address, guys? So no quarterback, running back. I think we're pretty well in our wide receiver room. I don't think we're making any splash signings via free agency. I think they like the guys they've got on the roster. Remember, we've got Braylon Sanders, who did get some playing time, who I think the Dolphins like a lot. They put him over Eric Ikuzama, who I know they like. So both those guys are coming back next year for sure. Whether they bring back Craycraft or Sherfield is yet to be determined, or somebody else to put in the wide receiver room as the fifth or sixth guy. We'll see. I think another good position would be guard.
Yeah. Yep.
So
I see guard. I see tackle.
Yeah, guard. We'll put tackle as well.
Couple guys saying center.
Center. So I would say guard and center. We'll do that as the same one because we do have a center who was a guard who's playing out of position. If we got a center and shifted him back to guard, I'm game with that. If we got a guard and put him at guard and left him at center, I'm game with that too. You know what I'm saying? If we got now, don't get me wrong, I would love a better center because I feel like Connor Williams, although he played decent at center, let's call it for what it is. He did decent. He snaps the ball high, and it scares the bloody shit out of me, bro. And it reared its ugly head when Skylar Thompson was out there. When the cadence was a little different, he ended up snapping one over his head. I want to say, didn't he snap one over Teddy's head too?
I believe, yeah, it was Teddy.
And I know for a fact I can think of two or three of them where Tua's on his fingertips, jumping up as high as his freaking giant calves can get him up there to jump to get the ball to come down to him. Could he get better with another year? I believe so. But the Dolphins say, hey, kick you out to left or kick you out. I would kick him to right if he would go that way and put a new center because you got Armstead on the left side. And, I would like to kick him to right guard and put Hunt out at right tackle and get a guard, I feel like that fix or get the center and rotate the guys we have in the room at guard. But so we can do guard, center, we could do tackle because if they get a right tackle, but I don't think they're going to. I think the Dolphins ride out with the tackles that they have. Austin Jackson, bring back Shell. That's what I think they're gonna do.
I would agree with that.
So
I seen a
guard to
couple.
me.
I seen a couple people blocking tight end.
See, now tight end was a position I was waiting to hear. So tight end. So these are some. I mean, how many more positions we got? We got wide receivers. We got running backs. I don't think they're bringing another fullback in here. Alec Ingold did damn good, and he's under contract, so he ain't going nowhere. Tight end, offensive guard, center, and running back. Let's take those 4. Now, let's make a poll. Which position do you guys think offensively needs to be addressed the most? Let me pull this up. Now, I know it'd be an easy thing to say, well, running back, El Capitan, all these positions are going to get addressed at something. What I mean by this is who, if they were going to put money into the situation and go get somebody worth a damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, say they go get Schultz, you know what I'm saying, for tight end. Like, all right, I'm liking that. Or if they say, hey, we're going to spend big money on running back, I personally am against that. If they go spend big money, you know, as far as a free agent signing, hold on, that's what we're going to do. What's up, DTA? You want to jump in here, buddy? Go ahead. Poll is up. So running back, tight end, guard, and center. Which one of these positions would you guys like the Dolphins to address financially, fiscally? You know what I'm saying? Lou, what would you rather see the Dolphins put money towards in those 4 positions?
I'm gonna say O-line. I don't really care what position. You can have guard, tackle, or center. It doesn't matter. My opinion is if we're moving forward with Tua, if he's upright, right? That's what everybody's telling me. When he's playing, he's the left-hand arm of God. Okay, well, do anything you need to do to solidify that position. I think the running backs we had last year were suitable. Again, tight end, really, it doesn't matter to me as long as we have the weapons we have on the outside. I'm good with that. Go for me, solidify this offensive line. That would be the number 1 need.
Okay.
And running backs that everybody's told me all day. We had a 4-hour discussion on Twitter about paying running backs 12 million, 13, 14 million. I'm not doing that. So for me, it's
dude,
O-line all day.
I will lose my shit if we trade for a running back or sign one of these guys like a Saquon Barkley to like a 4-year deal. I'm gonna blow my lid, bro.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more.
Bro,
And
that's
again,
a
I'm not
move.
saying
That's a move
you
you
can go.
do if you know you're like drafting a quarterback. You know what I'm saying? You bring a
Exactly.
veteran running back in here to help do the load. I get in theory why fans want it. You know what I'm saying? I do. But when you got a quarterback that you need answers from, and you've got offensive, pass catchers and weaponry, handing the football off as being like one of your go-to things, which it should be anyhow, but you understand, I don't want Tua is handing the ball off. That's not giving me answers on Tua. I could put any asshole back there to hand the fucking football off to.
1,000%. Yeah, I'm not signing no running back.
For me, if we're gonna spend money, I think about, a tight end because a blocking tight end, a guy, an inline tight end that can catch the ball. That would be. I don't know if Schultz is that answer though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I don't know if there's anyone out there I would say go get. So it's kind of a toss up for me between the tight end because if Mike McDaniel finds one of these free agent tight ends that he's like, yes, this is the guy that's gonna be my inline dude. That's gonna be my next project. Embry picks him out, handpicked. I'm gonna make this guy into the next, you know, God, I'm blanking on his name, Kittle. In this scheme and in this offense, as a weapon for Tua, as a weapon in the blocking, I think that's something they are sorely missed. You know what I'm saying? In this scheme. But guard or center, I think guard probably more pressing. I feel like they like the value they're getting, paying the center the money that they are. They could pay the same amount of money for another Connor Williams type as a guard, put him on the left or right side, depending on what they end up doing on tackle. A dude like that, to me, that's something I would totally be about. I see
Yeah,
Chef Juice pointing something out here that I read the reports of all clumsy Bills trying to trade for King Henry. People are freaking out for no reason. Like I said, we ain't scared. Listen, that's a definite weapon, and I can understand why they would want him. Let's be real, it's Derrick Henry. It's just I ain't shook on it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. I'm
I'm
not
not
shook
shook
on
on
it.
that neither. Yeah, I'm not shook on it. I'm kind of in agreement with you though, Cap. Now sitting here thinking about it, we should probably go get a true center, whether it's in the draft or in free agency. I don't know what free agent centers there are, but I do kind of like the move. We know the real. I mean, he played good at center. I'm not saying Connor Williams, he graded out well, but I think his natural position is guard. You go get a true center, plug in whichever side, right or left guard, and then you basically solidified that offensive line. I mean, I think Robert Jones is suitable for the other guard position. Um, so yeah, I guess looking back at it, it would probably be center for me. Would probably be. I know I said O line, but just to narrow that down, I'm with you. What you said earlier, I go get me a natural center, kick Connor
Yeah,
back out to one of the guard spots, and I think, you know, for me, that's
I
what I'm doing.
I like it. I like that idea. I think it, again, if they decide to go get a guard to be your left guard and solidify that left side with, from the center over. And, we do, well, actually, the only person we're worried about, oddly enough, is your right tackle on who's going to be Tua's fucking blind side.
Blind side. Yep.
Like,
Mm.
that's just crazy, man. That's just crazy to think. And yet we all see it as being the right thing to do. And Delusional Patriots fan points something out. Connor Penalty Williams. He didn't have as many penalties because a lot of his penalties were false starts, and he don't false start when he's snapping the ball. It's kind of a smart reason to keep him there.
That is. I didn't think about it, but yeah, good point.
So we'll give the poll just 5 more minutes, only 39 votes. Almost as dude, guys, 80 in the room. Hit the like button, please. Get those likes up, guys. Let's make it happen. Let's get those likes all the way up. Everybody who's watching needs to hit that like button. Quit playing around. Yeah, look, the Bills haven't had a running game, so giving them a running game with a marquee talent like that, but let's be real, that money is going to come from the defense, and their defense is going to get weaker. It's all about balance. Look at the Chiefs. They won. They had balance. They need to figure a way to maintain balance. So,
Listen, I again, this King Henry to Buffalo, I just don't see it happening. I think we're the only team that would be willing to pay a running back big dollars. Buffalo, I think, picks what, 25, 26 this year in the draft. They can go get any of the top running backs in the draft if that's a pressing need for them. If they really want to turn into a running game offense, I mean, you could probably get Bijan Robinson, the kid from Alabama, Gibbs that everybody's high on. I mean, I don't think they're going to go spend money in free agency on a running back when they're picking in the first round, where usually running backs start falling. So I doubt that's happening. Just
Yeah,
my
but
opinion, though.
to me, you know, you get the O line by getting a guard or a center, then you just find scheme fit stylistic running backs. You know what I'm saying? And let's be real, every team they want their bruiser running back, they want their third down back, they want the blocking back. Very rarely do you find a guy who does it all, and those guys are usually picked in the first round or in the second round. You think they can do it all, and uh, I'm not into allocating funds for those guys. You know, I'm more along the line of that. Give me a hungry couple of UDFAs. Give me a couple of hungry guys that are fighting for money for a job that will just straight sacrifice life and limb for their opportunity to be on an NFL roster. Now, you can get a guy in the 5th round, and sometimes those dudes work out, or the 4th round or something like that. I'm looking at the dude from Syracuse. I think he's a good back, all well-rounded, and I could see him being a good scheme fit. So if they pick him in day 3, I'm not going to be mad at that. But if one of these dudes that are first round talents drop to us in the 2nd round, as long as there isn't a better linebacker or safety available, I say, hell yeah, go for fucking the running back. I don't care, if we're going young, but we're talking free agents and picking guys up. If you're picking up a free agent running back, it better be the likes of guys like Jeff Wilson, middle of the pack type of guys. Don't be going and getting a Josh Jacobs. Not that I don't think he wouldn't be great here. Josh Jacobs, I think, is going to be a dude that's going to pan out probably the best out of all of them, barring injury, obviously. But everyone who signs a running back to those 4-year or 5-year deals, those guys never see even year 3, dude. The first year of their contract, they do well as long as they don't get injured. First or second year, they end up getting an injury. By the 3rd year, they're going, man, we're paying a lot of money at this running back position, and it ain't paying it out. And they're always trying to trade. They're always trying to move off. It's just how the league is, bro. It becomes a drain on resources as far as building football teams goes, paying running backs. And the fat's got to be trimmed somewhere. And linebackers and running backs seem to be where a lot of teams trim the fat. All right, so poll is ended. Overwhelming with an absolute smashing guard at I think it was 41% said guard, 25% said center, only 18% said running back, and oddly enough, tight end with 14% barely getting any votes at all. I guess Dolphin fans are fine with the tight end position. Okay, cool.
I just don't think in this offense the tight end's going to be utilized like that. I'm sorry. Even George Kittle, for that matter.
Yeah,
Listen,
they
George
don't
Kittle
throw
is
him the ball like they used to now. Now that Debo
they
Samuel
don't.
is doing it.
Exactly. They don't. He's more there to be a blocking tight end, an extension of another offensive lineman. That's what he's there for. Yeah, a couple plays he'll sneak out and you'll hit him for a 15, 20-yard gain, and that's fine and dandy. But again, for me, the way we're built, I don't think a tight end is a big pressing need. I really don't. So,
All right, so let's move to the defensive side of the ball. So what positions on defense does everybody want the Dolphins to take interest in? Lewis, what do you think?
for me, the number one is middle linebacker. Inside linebacker, I think that's the most pressing need. If you know, I'll let the
Oh,
chat answer for more, but for me, it's middle linebacker.
So off-ball linebacker, because we won't even have to call him a middle linebacker,
Well, there
a
you go.
guy who
Yep.
isn't an off-ball linebacker. Because now teams are running 2 linebackers a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Very
Yep.
few teams are running 3-4 with 4 linebackers. They're running 3-4 schemes, but that 4th linebacker's up on the line. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand how they're running a 4-3 scheme or a 3-4 scheme, but the fucking outside linebacker's got his hand in the dirt half the plays. Like, I know what they're doing. They're trying not to pay pass rushers. I get it. Smart.
Right. Yep.
Guy gets a freaking pass rusher moniker on his title. You're paying that man buku bucks. He's making 15, 16 million a year.
Yep. Well, Scott Jackson gave us our first cornerback. So we got linebacker, we got corner. I would say safety.
Mm-hmm.
Safety is another
The
one.
4 positions I have written down is linebacker, safety, corner, and defensive tackle. Now, I know defensive tackle seems a little bit, well, what do you mean? This would be, I guess if we keep Christian Wilkins, we could take that off, and we're going to keep Christian Wilkins, but maybe they trade him. I don't know. I think they should. I think they should cash in on that Christian Wilkins right now.
I agree.
I think they should. I think it'd be the smart play, bro. To me, Christian Wilkins, I said it, and I've said it a bunch of times. Christian Wilkins, 2024 first round pick, and whatever you get for Tua, package together and get Lamar is how you fix this football team right now, bro. That's how you fix it, but nobody wants to hear that. They wanna keep building like as if we're gonna build some fucking dynasty team over the next 3 years, and everyone's gonna stay the same age that they are and the same health that they are. Y'all are fucking out of your damn mind. Good Lord. All right, so hold on. Let me get this up. Goodness gracious.
I see Cat for Life says go get Ramsey and Wagner. I wouldn't be opposed to that, Cat for Life. Wagner definitely wouldn't be my first choice, but a good fallback option. Yeah, I think Wagner is definitely in play for sure, but wouldn't be my first choice.
All right, let me put this poll up. Oh, what the hell just happened there? There we go. B, safety, cornerback, defensive tackle. You know what? I'm taking defensive tackle off there. Let's do. All right, so I put outside linebacker, safety, cornerback, and middle linebacker, which I think y'all get it. Yeah, listen, on the Wagner note, I'm not opposed to bringing Wagner in here, especially because we got Tyndall, and I feel like they comped well as far as style of play. If that's how they want to address their off-ball linebacker position using those 2 guys and say a young draft pick in the 2nd round along with Jerome Baker, and then another guy like a Duke Riley type or something like that, I would feel pretty decent about my off-ball linebacking core as far as what I think they're going to be asked to do. I know I can lean on a guy like Jerome Baker. That's what I do know. And I know Dolphin fans are, I don't know why they hate the guy so much, but Jerome Baker, we were saying this backstage, man's always healthy, He's always either number 1, number 2, or number 3 in tackles. When you ask the man to blitz, he'll get you some sacks, definitely some pressures. When you ask him to cover certain guys, tight ends, running backs, he does a decent enough job. I mean, what else can you ask for the man, Lou? What do they want?
Nothing. But again, this is what this fan base does when they just certain players they don't like, they'll just throw them under the bus and run over 'em. It is what it is. But I'm with you, Cap. I think for look where he was picked. I think Jerome Baker, the durability, he's always available. You just highlighted the attributes that he's good at. Again, would I like to be paying Baker the 13 or 14 million, whatever it is he's making? Absolutely not. But I don't think Baker's a bad player at all. You know,
I
I
like
think he's
Baker.
fine. I like Baker.
I like
Absolutely.
Baker. I think Dolphin fans forget what it was like before we drafted Jerome Baker, we first drafted Raekwon McMillan, and then our linebacking core still was a shit show and he got injured. Then we get Jerome Baker. Raekwon McMillan never ends up working out, but yet we found at least one off-ball linebacker that we can build around, and it's because of Jerome Baker. I mean, Didell Ellerbe and what was the other guy's name? Philip Wheeler. Those
Philip
guys were
Wheeler.
busts, bro. Busts. We tried to sign guys. We tried to, you know, draft linebackers here and there in the mid rounds. None of it worked out. I mean, Neville Hewitt, they were putting him in there and he was good, but he was obvious a liability if he had to, cover guys downfield. But he played well enough, especially for I want to say Neville Hewitt was a undrafted dude. But like, Jerome Baker's been consistent, dude. That's what I need. Give me consistency. Oh, and real quick on the outside linebacker, just remember Andrew Van Ginkel is technically an outside linebacker who I think they should put back on this football team and have him play the multiple position I know he can, not just up on the line, but off ball linebacker and playing run fits and things like that and coverage and shit. I think he's going to be worth the money they pay him. If you told me that Duke Riley, some guy we draft next year, Channing Tindall, and Jerome Baker, and now Andrew Van Ginkel are your off-ball linebackers in this scheme, I'm gonna feel damn good about that too.
I mean, yeah. Listen, I like it. Everybody knows how I feel, though. I want that big stud from Buffalo. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't care what it costs. I don't, again, go get me a 6'5", 200 pound, 250 pound sideline to sideline linebacker at 25 years old, and weaken a division rival at that. Like that's the guy I want. Why? Let's just say for the sake of argument, Tremaine Edmonds we could get him for 15 and a half, let's say 16 million. Well, shit, if Bobby Wagner, let's say, wants 12 million, I'd rather pay the 4 extra million and go get a guy that I can mold. Bobby Wagner is great. I'm not shitting on Bobby Wagner. I'm just saying he's a veteran. He's going to be stuck in his ways and stuff. I want a guy that is going into his prime and let Vic Fangio mold this monster. Because a Tremaine Edmonds can lead this defense for years to come. So that for me, that's who I really want.
I guess it's really going to come down to what do they think of Channing Tindall? What do they think of this guy? They know we didn't see enough out of him to know what he could be. Are they real high on him? Because if they are, then signing a guy like Edmonds, or even better yet, what does Fangio want from those linebackers in this scheme? Because to me,
Good point.
don't get me wrong, you sign Edmonds, you solve all your problems at the linebacker position. You got Edmonds, you got Tyndall, you got Baker. You can go get whether it's a free agent guy and or a undrafted dude or a draft guy. You're doing pretty decent. You know what I'm saying? As far as what you're going to ask when you're running a 4-2-5 out there, because I believe that's what they're going to run, 5 DBs. And you bring one of these roaming safeties, whether it's Javon Holland, whether it's Jones or somebody else that they pick up to play the jack role, where they're the third linebacker after the ball snapped. You know what I'm saying? They're covering this zone. So I gotta wonder if they're okay with Jerome Baker and they're okay with Tyndall and a Wagner and a whoever, but they're gonna put more emphasis on that safety position. This is gonna tell me right now the questions in which we're asking which position is gonna tell me a little bit more about what Fangio decides to do with this defense. Yeah, Cap for
Well,
life. Bobby McCain did get cut.
I mean, we all know Vic Fangio loves the safety play. He's always had great ones. He's always had great middle linebackers. So I guess, yeah, to your point, Cap, it's kind of like what Vic Fangio wants for this defense, what he sees in this defense. And again, I know it's a pressing need, but when I look at safety, I just think, we already got a stud in Javon Holland. I would, the idea of pairing him with another great safety, yeah, I like it. But again, just for me, bro, we haven't had a middle linebacker since Zach Thomas. I want one of those guys to where I don't know. I don't know. For me, it's middle linebacker. Even if that's all we got in free agency was a middle linebacker. Even if we just got a Wagner or a Tremaine Edmonds or a Pratt from Cincinnati, just give me somebody. Because again, I like Baker. I think Tyndall has some upside in him, but for me, I just want, again, it's Tremaine Edmonds would be one, Wagner would be two. That's where I would be going.
Yeah, I would like to have my cake and eat it too. And I talked about this yesterday, I think. Go get me Wagner and go get me Poyer. And now I get both of it. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like the guaranteed dollars over 1 year, 2 year, 3 year is going to be equal to what you got to probably pay Edmonds. And so rather than getting just an Edmonds, now if they go get just an Edmonds, I'll be fine with that too. But if they go get Poyer and a Wagner, I'm going to like that.
Well, I'm always scared in the aspect of, and I don't want to say scared, but it's just when you get older guys,
Cautious.
when they come to
Cautious.
Cautious is a great word. Cautious. When you get older guys, Poyer, Wagner, and they're coming to South Florida, it just sounds like a retirement. That's what it sounds like to me. I'm not, again, that's just my opinion. People can kill me for what it is or say that I'm just hating. Look, Melvin Ingram started like a bat out of hell this season. First couple games, but bro, you didn't even hear that guy's name at the end of the season. And I just think that older players, they look at no state tax in Florida. It's warm weather. It's beautiful. It just sounds like a retirement tour to me. Again, at this point, it's not my money. I don't give a fuck what the Dolphins do to it. Go get me. Poyer's nice as a fallback plan, but go get me Jesse Bates then. If that's the case, I don't care about the money no more. Doesn't matter to me. I don't give a shit if 2 years down the line
I never
we don't
cared
have no
about the money.
Well, that's
Yeah,
what I'm saying. Like,
it's kind of something I said about why I would like a Lamar Jackson trade. Not so much because, I can go into all the reasons why Lamar is a more formidable opponent than Tua on the Dolphins football team. And that can be debated. The thing I like also about making a move like that, it corners the franchise into delivering results. And I said this on Twitter earlier that, I think us as a fan base, we thought, hey, they're going to tank our football team. That means they're boxing themselves in a corner where the upper management is going to be held accountable from ownership all the way down, that the fan base is going to hold them accountable and we're going to have them boxed in where they're not going to be able to feed us excuses. Well, look at us now. They fire Flores. They started over again. Tua, is on his first year of a scheme. He might as well be a rookie. They figure a way to give the excuses to have us feed into their bullshit. And a move to a guy like Lamar Jackson would force their hand that year one, if it's an epic failure, heads roll. If year one isn't an epic failure and we get in the playoffs, win a division, something like that, we'll know we're on the right track. But in a 3-year window with the roster currently constructed and getting, what it's going to take as far as trades and picks or whatever for him, that's your window in those 3 years, and they have to deliver the Super Bowl, or the fan base is going to be pitchforks and torches. You know what I'm saying? And I would rather be in a perceptive end. You know what I'm saying? A perceptive end, not a continuation of repackaged hope.
I get it. I get it. I don't know, man. Is it? I want to see what they do. What kind of, because it's all on Fangio. It's really based on what Fangio wants. My opinion. But we'll see. Again, a gun in my head right now, I think Poyer is the guy. Just what we've heard, what he's been putting out, I think Poyer is definitely like a lock. We could say that's probably going to happen. And then at linebacker, gun to my head right now, I do think Wagner is going to be the guy if we go after that position. I'm just saying, for me, that's not what I would want to do. But, it is what it is. I know Michael K put this comment saying about the state tax, and I agree, Michael K. But again, when you're in Miami for those 8 games, you're not paying state tax. So let's say you playing in Detroit, your away games and your home games, you're getting state tax. So there is something to say with no state tax in Florida.
So Poyer does live in Lauderdale. He's got a home in Lauderdale. He's been, winking and flirting and wanting to come to the Dolphins, said it on a podcast. He's, showing himself on his Instagram and on his Twitter. He's down in Miami training, all that stuff. And I feel that we've seen that show before here as Dolphin fans. Teams use the Dolphins to hype up that, hey, I live here year round. I'm going to just sign for the Dolphins with shorter money. And another team comes around and they use the Dolphins as a tool for a bargaining chip. We've seen this time and time again. Plus, guess what? All these motherfuckers got houses down in South Florida, and all these motherfuckers is down here. Any of the ones that made money anyhow are down here training in South Florida. Just a fact.
I agree. I don't take big stock on what players live in Florida in the offseason or in South Florida. Like, now, that shit don't matter to me.
When I look at a guy like Ingram, guy on the back nine, or a guy like Wagner, guy on the back nine, they'll take less money. They'll take minimums or a little bit more than the minimum to play for the Dolphins. Living here year round, families down in, I don't know, Lauderdale or Dade or wherever the fuck they want to be, Palm Beach or something like that, where they're living, out west a little bit over there in Wellington area or Royal Palms in the Palm Beach County area. That's where they're staying or something like that full time. Got a little place close to the facility and, and a little condo somewhere along with having like a house in South Florida where the family stays. I mean, it's a lot of these guys, that's what you do. You get a guy like Melvin Ingram or a Bobby Wagner. Those are the guys that make sense for them and for us, and they want to keep most of their money and still make some money. So, no, NASA is not done designing the helmet. They are working through the crash test dummies. They're actually taking an entire exhibit up to Daytona Beach Speedway and gonna be using them in cars to see, like, going like 100 to 200 miles an hour and slamming on the brakes and having it hit the front and then, throwing it out the car while it's driving to see how it handles. They're doing testing, bro. We're gonna get a state of the art new helmet here soon enough, and Tua's gonna be, walking on doing the what do they call that? Where they model. He's gonna model it and do the walk with the helmet on and model it for him. He'll be the face of a new company once it's all said and done. Big sponsorship for him.
Jesus.
So gonna be big money for him. Smart move. So I'm just gonna end the poll. It is an absolute landslide, bro. Everybody in the poll, 58% agree with you. Middle linebacker.
Yeah.
Safety is dead last in 10%. Outside linebacker 12%, and CB with 18%. An absolute landslide. Yeah.
Yeah. It's linebacker for me. Again, I want to see the next middle linebacker that we're going to be able to put in a yellow jacket. That's what I'm waiting for. That's what this team has been missing. One of those guys like a Zach Thomas that put fear in a defense.
Please
sideline
give me
to
a Zach
sideline.
Thomas.
That's what I'm saying.
Please,
That's what I'm saying, bro.
It'll be so awesome to just watch it. Those guys, oh man, could you imagine a dude that's just blowing up runs and just never wrong and never out of position, and you don't expect him to intercept footballs, yet he does. You know what I'm saying? You're like, damn, this guy is too good. Give me a 5'11" psychopath, please. Go find me some corn-fed Iowa boy that's 5'11", that's been throwing hay bales since he was 4 years old, that has been kicked in the face 3 or 4 times by a mule and has never had a black eye his entire life. Find me that guy. Where is he? Where is this man? I'm gonna make my son into that guy. Watch.
There you go.
I'm gonna make him myself. Fuck him. I'm gonna put that boy through the ringer. So, all right. Middle linebacker. And what was it? Offensive guard. Top 2 positions. Two pressing needs voted by the fan base, and a fucking landslide. You hear that, Dolphins? Off-ball linebacker and offensive guard. Go get them. Free agents. Find either the best ones you can, the best scheme fits you can, the best deals you can. Get, I would personally say spend the money on the offensive guard. Solidify that guy. Get another Connor Williams type. Some dude you could pay $8-9 million to a year, which is big money for a guard if he's out there and that's what you believe. And then, I don't know, or go go the other route and get Edmonds, and then try to find, a guy for $4 or $5 million a year. You know what I'm saying? One or the other.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's funny how all the Bills fans we have in the chat are saying, "Oh, take Edmonds. He's trash. He's washed up. He's no good." So I think that's funny.
That's fine. Good.
I would take him in a heartbeat.
That means we don't have to pay him as much as I'm thinking we're gonna have to pay his ass. Do it. Do it. Hey, your fan base thinks you suck, bro. You don't deserve that money. You ain't getting $45 million. We're gonna give you $35 million. For 4 years. Fuck yeah. You give him $35 million over 4 years. I'll take it to the bank. So let's go to the next question that we're going to put in the poll. Which young returning player on offense, and we'll talk about some of the offensive guys that are young and some of the defensive guys that are young, that if they take a step forward, can have the biggest impact on the football team. Let's start in the offensive side of the ball. Some of the names that come to mind, well, like Waddle. Waddle if he takes a step forward, could have a huge impact on this team, especially with Tyreek. If he starts working on his hand drills and he's catching away from his body, he's working on his route running, he's working on, just gets better always. You know, would his impact, how big of an impact could it be? Another name I'm thinking of for offensively is Austin Jackson. Could you imagine Austin Jackson just comes out just straight brand new? Brand new. I think, to me,
That would be nice.
a leap forward from a guy like Austin Jackson is more of an impact on this football team than from Waddle. Because I don't think Waddle could take as much of a leap forward as I think Jackson perceptively. I mean, look, him being healthy all year and starting and playing competently enough to warrant, contract talks we're talking about would be, oh my God, that would be amazing. That would be huge.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, it would. For
It
me, if
would.
I was gonna,
Go
oh,
ahead.
I'm sorry, Cap. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say for me, if it's a guy on the offensive line, it would be Robert Hunt. We know how good he is, but for me, I need to see that next jump. Start making some all pros and getting in the conversation of being a top three guard in the game.
Yeah,
I'm not
just
saying Robert
downfield
Hunt
mauling people.
mauling people.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
Straight out in
he's
front,
good.
setting a block far downfield for a running back, take it to the house or some shit.
Exactly. He's good, but if we're talking about young players that I want to see progress and take the next step, it would be Robert Hunt for me. Mm, I don't know. The big one, the elephant in the room, we all know it. I know you don't even want to talk about it, but the biggest guy that we need to jump from is QB1.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep that off there because I
Yeah,
mean, listen,
yeah, yeah,
quarterback,
yeah.
quarterback, it's a whole entity in itself. So I'm not even going to put that on the list because I want to see which one on offense everybody wants to see the big leap out of. So we have Robert Hunt, we got Austin Jackson, we have Jalen Waddle.
Who's the fourth offensively? Young.
So another guy, young, that if he took a step forward that we can consider is we can talk about Eric Ikuzama. We could talk about Tanner Connor. Could you imagine Tanner Connor takes a step forward? He's out there, catches 60 balls next year. How huge would that be for this offense? Plus, when we talked about positions on offense to get, tight end was low on there, but we're losing a tight end that took a lot of snaps. We're going to have to replace it. If this guy comes up in this situation, his impact could be superior. You don't even know. So do you want to put Tanner Connor on there, or do you want to put Eric Ikuzama, or we could even consider Braylon Sanders? What do you think?
Um, nah, I mean Gasicki's moving. It would probably be Tanner Connor for me. You know,
Yeah, because I mean
Unle-
there is look, I think the Dolphins, as far as the third wide receiver, I think they're going to try to get more out of Cedric Wilson next year. They got to. They're paying that man. I think he's getting $7 million this year coming up. So, like, guaranteed. You can't move off him. They're going to need more out of him. But if he is still flirting with a bust and more of just a special teams dude, Eric Ikuzama, you know? But I like what you're
yeah,
saying, Tanner Connor. I'm gonna put Tanner Connor on this. All right,
yeah.
let's do it. Let's start the poll.
Well, hopefully Color's listening. So Color, I know Color's voting Waddle.
All right, we got
Yeah, that's another tight end. Scott Jackson said Hunter Long.
yeah. I guess Hunter Long. I mean, all right. Damn, that's a hard one, bro. That's a hard one.
That is a hard one.
That's a hard one. So let's leave Waddle off this, and let's do because again, how much of a jump compared to what Hunt could do as far as a jump, or Jackson could do, or Connor could do. Let's take Waddle off this list and let's put Hunter Long. And then Tanner Connor. Homer. What's he doing that? There we go. All right, poll is up. So we have Austin Jackson, Robert Hunt, Hunter Long, and Tanner Connor. Biggest impact by taking a step forward next year felt by the offense. Who, by taking a step forward, is going to have the biggest impact on this offense?
This is going to be a good poll. I definitely want to see what the chat has to, or what the fans think about this for sure.
I do too. Yeah, it's. I mean, look, we're talking in relative to how they already play. So Robert Hunt becomes a Pro Bowler. Hunter Long or Tanner Connor becomes the starting tight end. Austin Jackson becomes a starting caliber right tackle, enough to where the Dolphins have to consider, because I'm assuming that they're not going to pick up their fifth year. We talked about that earlier. And there is rumblings talking about they're not going to pick up his fifth year, him or Noah. Smart, I think, make those guys play hard in their fourth year. But there is a tricky thing about fourth year guys that don't have the fifth year option, whether it's Tua, Austin Jackson, or Noah. If that's the year they step up, are they stepping up? I mean, no, nothing makes you play good like the fact that next year I'm gonna be broke or fucking traded or cut, and and if I didn't play well, I'm on the open market. How am I gonna demand the kind of money? You don't want to find yourself in the Baker Mayfield situation. You know what I'm saying? That's what ends up happening
Right.
if you hit free agency and don't answer the questions they have about you. And look, Baker Mayfield did more for the Browns up until, in the last 20 years that I can remember about the fucking Browns. He made them at least competitive in that division they've been nothing but shit in for forever. Yeah, he didn't have so great the last go round, but I mean, he did more for them than any of the quarterbacks they've brought in around there, as far as getting their fan base some recognition internationally, or nationally, Baker's house, which he got evicted from. And you know what I'm saying? So if Robert Hunt becomes a Pro Bowler, if Hunter Long becomes the new go-to tight end, Tanner Connor just takes a step forward, and you're picking up Tanner Connor on your fucking fantasy team. That's how I want you guys to think about it. Austin Jackson's, becomes the guy at right tackle. Which one's going to be more? To me right now, it would probably be Austin Jackson as his impact being felt the most, but you got to also couple that with Austin Jackson missing, even though with that forward can have the biggest impact the other way around. He could be playing lights out, but he could whiff one, and there goes Tua's career, especially what we know about Tua.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I think the biggest leap would be obviously Austin Jackson, because of the simple fact that, he's protecting, or he would be protecting, to his blind side. And to your point, Kat, you can play 55 good minutes of football, but in the 57th minute, you slip up one time, and to your point, there goes Tua. So hopefully, if Austin Jackson stays around, man, you know, he just needs to play better. He needs to stay healthy, be on the field, be available, and start playing, living up to being selected 18th overall. So But again, Robert Hunt, if he did take the next step, become a Pro Bowler, maybe even an All Pro at the position, first team, second team All Pro. I just want to start seeing some of these offensive linemen. And again, in my opinion, Robert Hunt, besides like Connor Williams that we brought in, or at Terran Armstead free agents, but homegrown players, I just need to see Robert Hunt. I know he's good. I just need him to take that next step. That's why I
Yeah.
mentioned Robert Hunt.
Yeah, it would be great because then he'll get the extension. He solidifies us in his position for years to come. See, Austin Jackson takes that step forward, as good as it'll be this year. Think about the bind it puts you in next year. Is it him playing because he knows or he wants to get paid? We've seen this before. Guys are underwhelming their first couple of years, but in that contract year, Jadeveon Clowney, motherfucker, shows up like he's the freaking world beater, gets paid, and then he disappears. There's players, we have so many of them that do that in the NFL. These guys are about making their bank. I'm not sacrificing my body, until I need to. I'm going to play this. I'm going to hit my bonus on this game. You know what I'm saying? And hey, look, don't hate the player, hate the game. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But I don't know. I don't know.
Well, it just puts us in a bind anyway, because to your point, if Austin Jackson decides to ball out this year and you don't pick up his fifth-year option, now sign again. I keep coming back to it, but it's Christian Wilkins. If you sign Christian Wilkins and let's say Austin Jackson balls out, what do you do? Because you're basically going to give up. You can't sign. Listen, at the end of the day, the fans have to understand you can't sign everybody on this football team. So, I mean, what do? You give Christian the bag this year, you run into a problem next year because if Austin Jackson plays, and again, this is a stretch, but let's say he plays at a Pro Bowl level, what do? Because
Well, think of
right
it like
tackles and
this.
left tackle, they break the break, especially to protect Tua's blind side.
And Tua's going to look for that extension next year, whether they pick up the fifth year or not. Plus, you're going to have to pay
1000%.
Robert Hunt and now Austin Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You can't pay all these guys. You can't. And plus, to fix holes, there's some guys that didn't work out or what have you. And I love how Dolphin fans always correct all of our problems with, well, we'll trade that guy. As if someone wants to fucking trade for your garbage. It's not how it works, bro. They don't want to. They're not looking to go, hey, you know what? The Dolphins need cap space. I'm going to take what they don't want. We're like, you know what? The Dolphins don't have draft capital. I'm going to go ahead and do them the solid and get rid of Hunter Long when I can wait 4 months for him to be cut. You know what I'm saying? Like, teams aren't stupid. You got to trade your tradable assets while you still have them under contract. Christian Wilkins is number one on that list. No different than Laramie Tunsil. The difference in that situation is you can get a Laramie Tunsil-esque type of trade for Christian Wilkins potentially, and it not mean that's the beginning of the end because we're tanking everything. You do that to not tank. You do that to retool and add, which fire. And I would even play it smart. I would say, I'm going to trade Christian Wilkins, but I want 2 firsts and 2 seconds, but I don't want any in this year's draft. So then you'll definitely get it. Give me your 2024 and your 2025 firsts and seconds, and people will sign that up right away. That's playing ball. That's having foresight. That's riding out. That's riding out where you're at now with what you got now. Now you can take now you got 4 first rounders in the next 2 drafts coming up. That leaves you with flexibility to go get a different quarterback, trade for a different quarterback, go, double down and pay Tua because he works out, and you can maneuver up the draft board for a key positions that you want. You could stay pat where you want in that 2024 draft and get the best fucking running back you want and the best tackle that you want. You could let guys like Austin Jackson walk whether he does good or not, and you didn't pick up his 5th-year option. Deuces, homie.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? That's
a fact.
again, trading Christian Wilkins down the line could fix this team for next year. Whether we make it or fail in 2023, get it. And I like Christian Wilkins, but I don't love him enough to not to force myself into a corner with paying him and where this football team is. It's just it. I've seen us do it too many times, man. I have.
What's that poll saying, Cap? I would love to. What was it looking like?
So I'll give 1 more minute on the poll. Everybody, actually, listen. You guys got a few seconds left. Vote on the poll right now. Get your votes in. I'm getting ready to close the poll. I don't care if you're voting just to be an asshole and you're like, give me Tanner Connor, and you don't even believe in him. Just voting it. Get it in there. It's not as much of a runaway as it was with the other votes, like the middle linebacker and the offensive guard. I mean, those were runaways, bro. They were absolute runaways. So, but right now, Austin Jackson is leading with 49%. Behind him is Robert Hunt with 31%. And then it's 10% Long and 10% Connor right now.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that.
Yeah, Austin Jackson. And that was my initial pick, was that if Austin Jackson picks it up even for 1 year, man, that would really, really help a lot of things out. Even in the short term, it would fix a lot. All right, so let's move this to the defensive side. Biggest impact by taking a step forward on the defense.
Jalen Phillips.
So I want to take him off the list. I don't even want him on the list.
What?
Yeah, because I think Jalen, I think that's it's too easy, bro. It is, because personally, I think you can take it to the fucking bank. He already took a nice step forward. I think you take it to the bank. That man, when I look at Jalen Phillips, I see a guy wearing a gold jacket is what I see. Now, barring injury and health and stuff like that, I don't know why, dude, but when he was coming out of the draft, I prayed that the Dolphins were going to pick up him and Jalen Waddle. I see special in both of them. Waddle, a little bit of a step back, but I think some of that has to do with Tyreek coming around, and I think Waddle has the competitiveness in him to get better. We'll see, but I don't think anyone on this earth can stand in the way of Jalen Phillips' greatness that is coming to him. I was so sure about that guy, and I still am. I still am. I think him stepping away from football and fighting to come back to football the way he did says something about his grit, says something about his character, and I don't know. I love the dude. I think he's going to be amazing for years to come. I hope he stays a Dolphin because I think he's going to be great. I'm talking all pros in the future, everything. Now, I could be wrong, but okay, if he takes a step forward and becomes all pro next year, that's a step forward and it would be a great impact. But I'm looking at other guys in this list.
I hear you. Well, we got
Channing
Tindall.
Yep.
Yeah. I see Cater Kohu.
Yep. That's another name.
Well, since we were just talking about maybe trading Christian Wilkins, how about Sax Eiler?
Nah, because I'm trying to keep it to the young guys. You know what I'm saying? Like Zach Seiler. I think Zach Seiler. I don't need him to take a step up. I just need him to get more snaps. You know what I'm saying? I think Zach
Well,
Seiler gonna do.
that's true.
I think Zach Seiler is doing his thing, and I don't know how much better he can get. So we got Channing
Trill Williams.
Tindall. Hold on, Kohu. Another one I have on here is Brandon Jones. What do you think of Brandon Jones on this list?
Yeah, definitely, for sure.
Especially in this Fangio defense, what some things are going to ask him to do. I like Nick Needham, but Nick Needham has to be signed. He is a free agent, and I love Nick Needham. I think this is something he needs to come at. Sean, who makes this show? The people that are on it. This can't be real. It is. Welcome, Sean. I see you in here. Trading your best defender? Bro. Yeah. I see you, buddy. Spamming the fuck out of the chat.
Yeah,
Jesus, dude.
yeah,
Relax, buddy.
Jesus.
Welcome to the Fins tailgate. Fucking chill. Fucking hey, dude. Smoke a doobie and chill the fuck out. Cater Kohu, Brandon Jones, Channing Tindall. These are three great names. Who
Trill
else?
Williams.
Trill Williams, but Trill Williams is a restricted free agent. We still need to pick him up. Who's another young guy on this football team that I'm trying to think.
How about a guy that we drafted last year and he couldn't see the field neither, and Cameron Good?
I like Cameron Good. Dude, how fast. Ooh, Raekwon Davis, Ryder with the knockout of the park, buddy. That's the guy we're putting on there.
Yeah, that is a good one.
But dude, Cameron Good, how fast is that dude? Holy shit. That man is so fast for being that big. I think that's why they say, hey, we can't let this guy leave. We can't. I don't know if he can schematically do what we need to do. And I don't know how he can understand the schemes to play in the position we have envisioned for him. But I can't let a freak athlete like this guy leave. So yeah, I'll be interested to see what happens. Shame of it all is those are the guys that get cut and go somewhere else, and you never really see what they have to offer the NFL for a various of reasons that may not have to do anything with doing the job on the football field, just opportunities and schemes and draft status. It sucks, dude, but that's the way this shit is. So Channing Tindall, Cater Kohu, Brandon Jones, Raekwon Davis. Biggest impact by taking a step forward. Boom. This is probably my favorite list we've made yet. This is a tough list right here, buddy.
This is the tough.
This is the one right here. Because Cater Kohu, him coming in, making the big impact. Wow. That could change things. I think we all know we're moving off of Byron Jones. He's going to retire. Even if he's not going to retire, we're getting that $13.4 million back for his ass. Channing Tindall, if he makes an impact and we didn't sign an Edmonds, yet here we have our dude we got, booyah. Raekwon Davis, if Raekwon Davis takes a step up and is just a mauler, that allows the Dolphins, even if they, don't trade Christian Wilkins, that allows them to move off of Christian Wilkins. Because if they don't sign him to an extension now and have him play the 5th year out, then he gonna make them pay like all athletes. Oh, you ain't gonna pay me the bucks? Well, then, I want $135 million contract, which D tackles top of their position get all the time now. Ever since the Dolphins broke the bank, giving $100 million to fucking Sue. But and Brandon Jones is a super interesting thing because whether the Dolphins grab a Jesse Bates or older dude like Poyer, or say they can't land either one of them for whatever reason, they get Nick Needham and they use him in rotation. But Brandon Jones takes a mega step forward. You guys remember how he was playing before the injury? He was playing lights out. He was what, second safety in the league in all the
Yeah, he
stats,
was.
or most of the stats. He was straight mauling people. And his tackling ability, I mean, the guy don't miss tackles. That was one of the things I loved most about him. If he's squaring up to make that tackle, he ain't missing it. He takes a step forward and his pass coverage skills become on par. And he becomes the yin to the yang with Javon Holland in the back, and allows the multiplicity of the 2 high and 3 safeties on the field that I know Fangio is going to want to have. He could be literally the thing that makes this defense work for Fangio. One guy, Brandon Jones. He could literally be that.
Yeah, that's where my vote went, was Brandon Jones. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I think, again, even with a jump, I don't think it would be a massive jump from Tyndall. Um, Raekwon, I really don't believe in. I don't think he has it in him. But Brandon Jones really is the guy for me. Just the way, no, he still coverage issues somewhat, but just his attributes. I think he brings a mindset to this defense. If he's the one that we're talking about at the end of the next year that had a massive leap, I just think that he takes this defense over the top, in my opinion. So for me, it was Brandon Jones.
Yeah.
I like
Brandon
everything
Jones.
about Brandon Jones.
And again, Channing Tindall's going to play. If he's the guy that takes the step forward and he is out there playing 80+% of the defense's snaps next year, that solves a litany of problems for what we do or don't do in free agency or draft. But again, and I'm just going off what I think. I think they're going to run the 5 DBs. I think they're going to use a rotation of the safeties, showing 2 high and bringing one of them down in the linebacker position as the jack. And now, if I'm wrong about that, and they're just going to run 2 high safeties and only keep 2 safeties and have, the cover guys keep everything in front, playing the zone, doing a lot of what we've been seeing out of the Fangio defense around, then maybe it is the Tyndall taking the step forward. Definitely, if that happens. Hey, Pamela, what's up? So, everybody hit the like button. Let's see how this poll is going. Oh yeah, poll is, wow, Brandon Jones, 8%. I guess nobody's thinking like you and I. Right
Right.
now at 38%, Cater Kohu, a close second, Channing Tindall with 33%. And not far away, because there's only a few votes, Raekwon Davis with 21%.
Mm, damn, no love for Brandon Jones.
No love, dog. You know what? This is how football fans are. They forget what the man's trajectory looked like. Do you remember how much pressure Brandon Jones was on to be better and take that step forward? His whole deal was hanging in the balance. He was just a one-trick pony, a down in the box blitzing safety. That's all he can do. No, that's not who showed up. That's not who was playing before the injury. Brandon Jones, lights out, one of the best in his position. That's who that guy was. But
Right. Yep.
in Cater Kohu, I get it. I get what you guys are saying. Because there ain't nothing like a guy who's playing elite corner. That makes sense. You can't go wrong with that, especially because we know that, Howard is getting a little long in the tooth. Cater Kohu taking a step forward could pay dividends the following year, moving off of Howard, saving millions and millions of dollars, giving an extension to a guy like Cater Kohu and making him the guy, allowing you to then draft the next Kader Kohu or find him, which the Dolphins have done a very good job. Finding dudes like Kader Kohu, Nick Needham, Trill Williams. These guys are guys they're finding after the draft, and all of them have made impacts on this football team. So I gotta imagine that another one of those guys comes around. Yeah, we did Ryan AP. We did re-sign Eric Rowe because Brandon Jones got injured, and yes, and that slot linebacker rover safety is a integral part of what I think Fangio's gonna have, and he's gonna ask not just Brandon Jones to do that, but whether it's Nick Needham or somebody else they bring in here, Poyer or Bates, and they're gonna ask Javon Holland. And that's gonna having those rotation of three safeties, putting them on the field at the same time, where one of them is gonna be the rover. It's gonna be such a hard thing for even the best quarterbacks to identify pre and post snap and find out and think on the fly in the seconds in between once the ball's snapped and where the guys ended up after the snap of the football. I gotta imagine that Fangio, being in the NFL for 30 plus years, is thinking exactly what I'm thinking. There's just no way. He's too smart. We're weak and thin at linebacker. Our D line is really good, and our back end is good enough schematically. What he wants to do with the two high safeties, if he keeps everything in front of him and keeps it multiple, moving these guys around, that is the best way to do it.
I agree. I definitely agree.
Let's see what the poll's looking like. Wow, Tyndall's starting to run away with it now. He's up to 39%, Kader Kohu down to 33%, and Raekwon Davis at 17%.
I mean, I get it. I get the Tyndall pick. New flashy toy. And again, look at the poll that we did when we were talking about the defense. It was basically middle linebacker, inside linebacker. So I can see why they would want Tyndall to be the pick.
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. Free agent, we know. Middle linebacker, big deal. A little bit of a theme happening here. We went ahead and asked everyone who would make the biggest impact as far as a free agent signing. Guard won. Center came in second. And then we asked everybody defensively, free agent, what you want. Safety was dead last, which right now, Brandon Jones is dead last. Middle linebacker won with 50+%. And now Tyndall's running out in front of it. It's a little bit of a correlation happening here. Seems like Dolphin fans kind of know what they want.
Absolutely. Rabid, where's your mug? Here I am, Miss Pam.
I thought you was asking for where's your like your mug. Like that.
Well, it could be.
One of your mugs over here. You know what? There is one. It's not up. It's not up and ready for sale, but there is one. You've seen the pictures.
Absolutely.
You've seen it. You've seen that shit. Soon enough, everyone gonna have access.
Everybody, hey, keep it on the hush.
Keep it on the down low. Keep it on the DL. So I'm gonna give it another 2 minutes, guys. Get the votes in. Tyndall is winning. If you're thinking Kader Kohu could be more impactful, make sure you're voting Kader Kohu. And listen, there's only been 39 votes. 10 people vote on Raekwon Davis. He could be jumped out in front.
Yeah, I see Mr. Park in the chat. He's Channing Tyndall and Cameron Good. I know Mr. Park is definitely a Cameron Good guy.
Bro,
so
Cameron Good, I like that guy. I hope he gets his shot. I think Cameron Good ends up on this football team and ends up probably taking Duke Riley's job if you think about it.
Yeah, I can see that. I could definitely see that. I wish we could have I wish we could have seen them last year get on the field, man. I know
Me
we were
too,
trying to
bro.
win and stuff, but I would have just liked to see Tyndall and Cameron Good, for that matter, get on the field. Two young guys. Let's see what they got, man.
You know, I kind of not opposed to giving these young guys that first year to adjust to. You know what I'm saying? Certain positions and certain draft capital, you're like, yo, bud, you know, you're Jalen Phillips, you're, Jalen Waddle, you're Tua. You need to come out here and you need to play now and you need to do good. But these other guys, I'm not opposed to it. Now, if it's a position that they're thin in, that's why you got the guy. But it always amazes me how a guy like Cater Kohu, undrafted, just rises through the ranks, cannot be denied. His will is too strong, and you can't keep him off the field. And he was what? Ranked 8th in top 10 rookie performances this last season?
I believe so. Yep.
I mean, God bless that man. What a snag too. Didn't he come from some weird college?
It was
What was
somewhere
the
out there
college?
in
Yeah.
Texas.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a small school though.
Yeah, super small school, like a tech school or something like that. Like a school
Yeah.
that you'd be hard pressed to find the fucking game tape for. They'll probably don't even have like a full on like media department for their school putting together anything for it.
Oh,
Love
he
that.
was definitely the best corner we had this year. For sure.
Definitely when you measure dollars paid per frigging game, you can't get a better return on that. Texas A&M Commerce. Thanks, Ryder. Yes.
Yep.
Like, let's be real, bro. It's not Texas A&M. It's the Commerce. The fuck is that? What is that? And Buddy was out there with freaking pro athletes straight balling. God bless him, dude. Everybody loves an underdog story and a success story like that. Can't ask for better. Man, it's close right now. Tyndall and Cater Kohu tied at 38%. Get the votes in, guys. Hit the like button, too. Ooh, Tyndall just took a commanding lead with 40% to 37%. What happened? Y'all don't like Cater Kohu. What's wrong with you guys?
Yeah, a bunch of haters.
Bunch of fucking haters, bro. Can't even believe them.
Non-believers, non-supporters of the team.
Yeah, where's your hope, dreams, and butterflies and rainbows at, Dolphins fans? Poor Cater Kohu. He wasn't drafted in the first round. He ain't nothing.
Right. Yep.
Goodness gracious.
Mm.
I'm literally going to give it seconds. So right now, Tyndall is out in front. If you want to change that, you need to change it now.
Hey, Manza, if you wish you had your first round pick this year, I agree with you. We all know the move. You can go get one. You can go get a first round pick if you really wanted one.
Oh, yeah.
Let Christian Wilkins walk. There's your first round pick right there.
Now, remember what we're saying. Cater Kohu takes a step forward. Top 10 rookie out in performance. A step forward for Cater Kohu is not the same step forward for Tyndall. Tyndall barely played at all. Tyndall becomes a starting off-ball linebacker. We'll say Tyndall becomes as good, slightly better than, or as good or slightly better than Roberts. Cater Kohu's step forward is a Pro Bowl, is status, is, one of the best in his position. We're talking picks. We're talking, punching the football out. That's the kind of stuff that kid's going to be practicing on. Hey, what can I do to impact the game? I played well in coverage. The kid was an amazing tackler. I hand it to him on that. His fundamentals were great. So does he, figure out a way to get his hands on the football? You know what? Frank the Tank is right. I didn't put Noah on this list, and I was planning on it, and
I seen, yep.
I completely forgot about Noah. That's how Noah is to this football team. He is fucking forgettable.
Yeah, I seen Crypto earlier put it that Noah was the best on the team. I guess Frank the Tank must be new. He's asking. He wrote the comment. Noah is the best player on the Fins? Question mark to Crypto's response, and or to Christian comment. That's how I know Fins or Frank the Tank is not a regular to the Fins tailgate.
Shout out to
Crypto,
Pamela renewing the
new member.
membership. Appreciate
Yep.
you, Pamela. What were you saying? Go ahead.
No, I was just saying he must not be. He doesn't realize that Crypto was being facetious when he said Noah was the best player on the team, hands down.
Don't forget too, El Capitan, that article I sent you. It looks like the Miami Dolphins likely won't bring back Noah.
Yeah, no, I know. Noah and Austin Jackson aren't
Yep.
they're
Thank
not
the
gonna,
Lord.
Well, they're going to be back because they're only in their 4th years. They're just not going to pick up their 5th year option.
Right.
They're coming back.
Yeah, for next year. Yeah.
Shit, I'd be calling up Brian Flores and asking him if he wants that guy. I'll take
That's the thing. I don't know if you could even, because I was thinking about it. I don't know if you could even get a trade partner for either of them. Maybe Noah. Maybe it's like depth. I don't know.
I would say that I'll give you Noah Igbenogany and a 6th round pick, and you give me a 7th rounder back. Just get him off the books and give me the roster spot back. That's what I would like. Let's see. Still in a dead heat, 39% for Kohu, 39% for Tyndall. Man, come on, guys. I'm getting ready. All right, I'm counting down from 10, and then we're going to close the poll. So we're doing a 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 8, 2. That. And I'm going to end the poll right now. We're going to see what happens. Let's see what we come up with. And it's a deadlock. Tyndall and Kohu, 39%. Y'all cheated. They cheated. Damn. All right. So Tyndall and Kohu. Who was another guy? Okay, so let's make the poll real quick. And this is going to be a quick poll, guys. Because I'm only going to put 3 guys. We've been talking about which of these guys taking a step forward does the team, the most impact felt, So we're going to put Kohu. We're going to put Tyndall. And we're going to put Austin Jackson. God, dude. Boom. Which one of these guys, Kohu, Tyndall, or Jackson? It's the only poll. Which of these 3 guys, if they take a step forward, will be the biggest impact to the Dolphins team? What's up, Irving?
Damn, am I the only one that selected Tyndall on that one?
Well, it's just started. There's only 11 votes. 13. Get your votes in because I am not going to let this bitch run out for 20 minutes. This has got 5 minutes and 10 seconds left to vote on. So y'all need to get your votes in. Kohu is up 40%. Tyndall with 32 and Jackson with 28 with 25 votes right now. And people who are watching later and after the video is over, I want to hear from all of them as well and put that in the comment sections, in these polls that I'm asking about. Offensively, who do you want? Guard, running back, center, tight end. Defensively, you want middle linebacker, safety, CB, cornerback, or I think it was defensive tackle that we had as the last one. And then which guy already on the roster, young guys that take a step forward offensively: Robert Hunt, Austin Jackson, Jalen Waddle, Tanner Connor, and then defensively, Tyndall, Kohu, Jones, and who was the other? Oh, Raekwon Davis. Which of these guys, would you watching put in the comment sections? Tell me what you guys think. Let's check on the poll real quick. And it's pretty close. 38%, 34%, 28%. I'm not going to tell you who's winning. Y'all going to have to find out in about 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Yeah, Ryder, money motivated. Yeah, you can't be mean now. She's a member. Give it to the guy who dances in the end zone. Which one's dancing in the end zone? What do you guys think? If you're gonna, which one of these guys do you think could have the biggest impact?
Who do I?
I mean, originally. Go ahead, Lou.
No, go ahead, DJ. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying, like the original one you did, I had Kader Kohu, but the more I think about it, I mean, he's already kind of taken that step forward, and I feel like he's just going to do that naturally. He's going to be better and better. So I would say in terms of the impact, like the immediate impact made on the team, although I like the idea of Jackson because it would make an impact, I highly doubt it. So Tyndall, to me, which is where we have a really big weakness right now at that inside linebacker position. If Tyndall takes that leap forward, think about that. I mean, mixed with the guys we have, we may not even have to go out and go get some premier free agent one. If he can just, if he was able to hold it down and make that big of an impact, that's the one missing link that we don't have any of. We have no coverage linebackers.
DTA makes a great point. If Kader Kohu comes out and doesn't take an impact in a step forward, but just plays the same, we're gonna be all right with that. If Austin Jackson doesn't pan out, I feel like they can figure it out, kind of like how they did. If Tyndall doesn't take a step forward, then we better have signed someone. Right now, currently on the roster right now, we need 100% impact. He's making a great point there. Literally coming down to 1 minute. What's up, Ali? What do you think of these three guys? Which one would you like to see an impact from?
I'm going to go with Tyndall, and I'll tell you why. I've been doing a lot of research on the Fangio defense. The whole defense is predicated on a smart, intelligent, demanding middle linebacker. And if that middle linebacker is weak or doesn't have the testicular fortitude or the brains to do the job, It's not going to work. That defense can crumble.
Did you just say testicular
Yes, I
fortitude?
did.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
I did.
I
They
had
have to
I
have
had
the
to check
ball.
my ears real quick. So
That's
No, it's
that's
okay.
taking the high ground in that bitch right there, dog.
Yeah,
You can't
yeah.
argue with him
No,
now. He
and
wins.
I'm not.
I
I'm not
like
kidding,
it.
bro. I'm not kidding. I actually did a lot of research. In fact, soon people will see an article coming out about it. We'll talk about that later. But the point is, the point is that we need a home run at middle linebacker, and I honestly think we're going to do that in free agency. I don't think we do it in the draft, but I actually, if without that, even I don't know. I think the biggest impact has to come from Tyndall. To be honest, out of those guys.
Yeah, again, Fangio's defense also can have that guy to be the safety. And I feel like he knows to put all that on Tyndall in his first year as a starter. If it happened, it would be amazing. But
Mhm.
I still think you can put that on the plate of Javon Holland and still
Oh
have
yeah.
the same result. But there's no denying that if Tyndall becomes that guy, this defense could be something fierce, super
Mhm.
fierce.
That's
But
true.
right now, the fan base, Tyndall is losing. I mean, it is neck and neck. It's 37% Cater Kohu, 34% Tyndall, 29% Jackson. I'm going to literally give it one whole minute longer, and then I'm doing it. That's it. So if you disagree or you want Tyndall to be the guy, you need to vote for him now. If you want Austin Jackson, I'm saying 3 votes and Austin Jackson could be out in front.
And it's surprising that it's not Austin Jackson because, again, the way this fan base loves Tua, and that's what I picked. I'm not going to be honest. The biggest step that I would want to see from those 3 players specifically would be Austin Jackson. He's the guy that's here to protect Tua's blind side. He's the one that, in my opinion, listen, I think K, who's going to be fine. I think you're just going to he's going to keep getting better and better and better. For me, it has to be Austin Jackson, at least for
Yeah.
me. If Austin Jackson improves, that means the offensive line improves. That means the running game improves, and more importantly than all, that means QB1 is standing upright and he's improving. So
That's exactly what I said. But again, I feel like, I mean, they're both equally important. I just look at the reality of like what's more realistic, and honestly, the bigger concern or the bigger need that we haven't seen in a long time on this team, even with the roster being loaded and everything, is that middle linebacker that we need. And, you know, in terms of Austin Jackson, I would even argue that you add Eichenberg to that list and say he's someone that I need to see. Like, it's just basically, again, make or break with both of them. Either you take the step forward or get the hell off the team. If you can't cook, don't get in the kitchen.
I personally don't think Austin Jackson makes it. I mean, I don't know. I have this feeling that he may not be on the roster by game 1. I just have this feeling.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Does it happen to be coming from your testicular fortitude?
Hey, if I'm GM, I'd be slapping my testicular fortitude all over the place. So no, I'm fucking with you. I don't know, dude. I honestly think this is one of those. You know how, like, Captain, you said it. What? I think you said it last night best. The Dolphins have been hush hush. You
They
haven't
have.
heard it. You haven't heard a peep. That means something's cooking, and what's going to happen is either it's a big trade or it's a big cut that it surprised the hell out of everybody, right? Now, is Austin Jackson going to be a surprise cut to me? No, he's not. But it is a possibility. And in addition to it, I don't know. I'm really disappointed with Austin Jackson. I think the ship has sailed. So I understand what Lewis is saying, that you really want him to take this leap forward. I just don't think he can.
Yeah, I say this though. Look how a guy plays when he ain't got no money coming next year and he could potentially
That's true
be a
too.
free agent. Dudes play lights out. Look at fucking Doofus McGee for the Giants, their quarterback, fucking Daniel Jones. He's put them in a bind because he didn't play like, there was the flashes, but that 4th year, not having the 5th-year option, they end up winning a playoff game.
That's true.
All right, I'm getting ready to shut it down. You got freaking seconds. 30% Jackson, 35% Tyndall, 35% Cater Kohu. You sons of bitches is cheating again, bro. Again with the cheating. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Poll is ended. And it is a tie. Tyndall and Kohu. Just like last time.
Damn.
See, I don't understand that. Like, again, Kohu, you don't have to worry about. Like, he's just gonna keep progressively getting better. I don't see a regression in him at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's the least of my worries. And again, like, let's just hypothetically, just for shits and giggles, let's say he takes some major step forward, right? And he fills that role as cornerback too. Again, if you don't have a middle linebacker or an inside linebacker doing his role or playing the role that we need, and even Austin Jackson, for the sake of argument, and he's not doing his job on the line, then having that cornerback too, and he's, Kohu's filling that role, ultimately means dog shit. It's
but not if he's a step forward. Again, perceptively, the step forward for Tyndall. Yeah, if he becomes a lights out, great in his position, but step forward from what he was last year is not equal to the same step forward Cater Kohu, who played all year last year. He takes step forward. We're talking about Pro Bowl. Tyndall takes step forward. He becomes a, not serviceable. He becomes a starting middle linebacker that plays 80+ percentage. I get what you're saying. Impact,
but that's why I'm saying it's more important for, like, Tyndall taking a step forward is ultimately more important for us than Kohu taking that step forward, because what's going to hurt you most if you had to pick one or the other? What do you need most? What's going to hurt you most? To me, that's not Kohu. That's, you know what I mean? That's Tyndall, in my opinion.
I've got no pushback, buddy. I've got none. You're not wrong. It is a hard point to argue, for sure.
I mean, I understand like why you want Kohu to take the next leap forward and, Pro Bowl, but as a team perspective, the position of need is the middle linebacker. And that's why I want Tyndall to, take that step, You imagine this defense having a solid starting productive middle linebacker.
Good Lord. We were just talking about that, Lewis and I. Could you imagine, bro? Oh, it would be so great. That would be so great.
And then for those, I know there's new people in the chat and stuff and people asking, but again, just to reiterate, because I know some people don't know this, but like they've already came out and said basically with Tyndall and Eric Ezukama, because I know that's had a lot of question marks too. Both of those guys, it was always the plan from the start, for a lack of better term, to redshirt them. They were never meant to play last season. They were both supposed to be sitting, learning the position, learning the playbook, especially Eric Ezukama, who said himself, it was such a difference coming from college where all you had to do is look to the sideline and look at different pictures of cartoons and stuff to, NFL play calling and learning that playbook. And he said it was such a transition. They both needed that extra time. So both of them are said to be having a more prominent role.
It's just so weird to think that Tyndall, a guy who played 5 years in college at, Georgia, can't grasp the change to the NFL from a school like Georgia and the program that they run there. But a guy like Kohu from Texas A&M Commerce can. It just fucking fuddles me, dude. It's insane. Real quick, guys, everyone, make sure you're hitting the like button. Subscribe if you're new. If you're watching on Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter, make sure you guys are making the journey and coming over here, checking out all the great content. The Fins Tailgate, Rabid Dolphin with Lou, color commentary, Dolphins debriefs with DTA, Late Night Exhale, and Broken Takes with Ali the Persian. Shake Money's got some stuff he's working on. And then Cash App, Venmo, the Fins Tailgate, help support the channel. Become a member, guys. Join the membership. Hit the link in the description for Fanatics, officially licensed official partners for official gear. Also, some of our official gear. Link is in the description for that. Pick up some of the good. Make sure you guys are checking it all out. Get some sandals for you flip-floppers out there. And Doobie energy drinks. Friends of the show, friends of the family, pick up your Doobie energy drink. Have a Doobie with your Doobie, and that'll be cool. And also, guys, Backroom Collections offer code TFTG will get you 10% off of their merchandise. They have one-of-a-kind canvas art for your man cave. Make sure you guys are picking it up, and just check them out. You'll see. They got some good stuff. Let's do some quick final thoughts and shut this puppy down. So I think defensively, I've heard from you guys, Tyndall, Jones. I don't know. To me, it's you're splitting hairs as far as what's most important to Fangio really right now with as thin as we are at linebacker. Yeah, Tyndall taking a step forward would be great. I find it odd, though, that when we picked on offensively, well, I don't find it odd, but we don't have any running backs on there, but fans picked offensive guard instead of running back. You know what I'm saying? As far as what we need in the building. So I real quick, guys, from Ali and from DTA, running back, offensive guard, center, or tight end. What do you take, Ali? As far as free agent pickup,
Repeat the positions one more time.
running back, offensive guard, center, or tight end.
Ooh. I'm gonna go offensive guard.
Right there with it. DTA, who do you take?
Guard or tackle, offensive lineman in general.
Guard, because tackle wasn't one of them. But okay, guard. All right. So again, meeting the standards of the fan base. So defensively, defensive tackle, cornerback, safety, or no, wait, excuse me. It was cornerback, safety, outside linebacker, or middle linebacker. Which one are you taking, DTA?
Inside linebacker.
Okay. Ali?
Middle or inside linebacker for sure.
Lewis, are you hearing this? The fan base knows what they want, buddy. They want a guard and they want an inside linebacker.
That's it.
It's it, bud.
That's it.
Dolphins, go and get these guys in free agency. Whether it's grabbing two of these guys or, getting a second tier one of these guys that's a scheme fit, and then you can allocate some of the funds, or go break the bank for a guard, for an inside linebacker. Pretty easy. I think this is good. See, for a fan base that continues to fight, it's why I took this quarterback talk off of the table. Okay. Because I don't want to get in the weeds about it. We can agree on some stuff around here. And when we can all agree, we need a stand-up linebacker, inside linebacker, and an answer free agent at guard, whether he plays left guard, which is probably where they'll go, or they push him at right guard and kick Hunt down to that side, which to me, that would be the move. The move would be to get a guard and put Hunt at right tackle, and now you're in a much better situation on the right side of your thing. You're only figuring out your left guard, and you still have Eichenberg, you still have Roberts and stuff like that, Robert Jones, excuse me, and you can figure out free agents, or not free agents, maybe draft a guy or something like that in the day 2, day 3, something, if someone falls to you that you think you can plug in there. I think we're all on the same page, though, guys.
Yeah, I would agree. Definitely on the same page. I do like what you kind of suggested. I mean, I don't know how Robert Hunt would look at right tackle as a full-time position, but it is something we can definitely try.
Well,
Definitely.
he played there his rookie year a lot, and in a
Yes.
pinch, we're constantly putting him out there, and he performs well, better than
Who-
Austin
who was
Jackson
it?
ever did. Robert Hunt kicking him out to right tackle.
No offense. I think
Uh,
everybody else on the roster is better than Austin Jackson. But that's
I
just
don't
my
know about that. I think he can swing if need be. He can swing, but I don't know about full time. I would rather. Again, this is where. And to be quick, I know it's final thoughts, but I would rather honestly, like when it comes to offensive line, I don't want to fuck around anymore. I don't want to draft it. I want to go get proven guys, free agency, give me a guard, give me a right tackle, and then, I as far as me for the draft, I'm gonna get a linebacker, running back, and a cornerback, and then I would maybe seek out again a linebacker in free agency to pair that with.
I'm actually, believe it or not, me and DTA agree 100%. I agree with all those positions in the fashion that he just stated. However, I think there's a couple different ways to address the offensive line. I think you could either get a starting center and move Connor Williams to left guard. That's definitely an option. Or you
Yeah,
can do
we
what
talked about
Captain.
that, too.
We can do what Captain suggested here. That's a good option too. Both ways is feasible. It's definitely we could do something with it. But yeah, running back, you get that in the draft. Go get my boy Chase Brown. Trust me, you won't regret it. That kid. I'm all over that kid, dude. I'm his number one fan at this point.
All right, I expect to see some broken takes about that young man coming here soon. I know you had spoken about him on there. Maybe we can do a little. Maybe we can do just a short video on him from you,
Okay.
Ali. We'll talk about that. I think that would be palatable for the fan base.
Sure.
Or him and the Syracuse kid, and pick one other gem that you might think that would be a great scheme fit. Something, short, 8 minutes. I think everybody would enjoy that.
Sure, definitely.
All right, guys. That's it for us. Appreciate Lou hanging in here with me, DTA popping up, Ali. The guys couldn't help themselves. I appreciate you guys. Got some stuff coming down to Pike. So make sure you guys are hitting the like button and subscribing and turning that notification bell on. Join the membership. Become part of the TFTG family, and we'll see you guys next time. Fins up, everybody.